What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? All right. We're going to get to it. 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 I hope everybody's doing well today. Hope everybody is doing all right. I hope. Let me see. I gotta adjust this camera. I said I hope. Hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everyone is having a great. What's today? Tuesday. A great Tuesday. I'm hoping. That's what my wish is, that you are having a great Tuesday. A great Tuesday. I'm hoping that's what's going on. Let me see. I'm hoping that's what's going on. That will be a great thing, for something great to be happening in your life on a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. All right. So, today I just want to. Sometimes you have to sit and ask questions that only you can answer. Sometimes you gotta sit and ask questions that only you can answer. Sometimes. Sometimes you gotta do that. I'm sharing the broadcast right now. Any way that you can share the broadcast also. Give me some likes, give me some thumbs up. Share. I would appreciate it. I would very much so appreciate it. All right. So today's topic is, what's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? What's the best life advice that somebody ever gave you? Think about that. What's the best life advice that somebody ever gave you? I actually have a few great pieces of advice that somebody gave me. Damn, is this shirt fitting right? I don't like the way this shirt fit. So what's the best life advice that somebody ever gave you? I was talking earlier uh, to one of my constituents, and this subject came up. The subject came up. So we want to know what's the best life advice that somebody ever gave you. Someone, somebody, whichever way we use it in our proper manner. Somebody, someone. They may be similar. My English teacher used to get on my head when I said stuff that wasn't properly put together. So, I'm pretty sure somebody that gave you some good life advice. Okay, so Paris, what's up, cousin? So Paris has said, to mind my own business. That is some great life advice. That is some great life advice. Sometimes we are taught that stuff when we young. Cause my mama done swung on me a couple times for opening my mouth too much or too soon. Sometimes we run our mouth too much. So yeah, that would fall under the category of mind your own business. You know, that's when you get swung on. Ain't nobody talking to you. Mind your own business. You see grown folks talking. You know, so some of us been disciplined in that manner. You see grown folks talking. Mind your own business. Yes, that is some great life advice. But what kind of advice someone has gave you that changed your life? Or what kind of advice that somebody gave you to move you forward in your career or your business? What kind of life advice that you took that sent you to the next level? So we have to think about that sometime. What are some of the advice that you have been given that took you to the next level? That's what you needed to get you through life, and take you to the next level. So that's my question. What kind of advice? I think I got some advice years ago, and let me see. My mother gave me this advice, and my father gave me this advice. My mother told me one time, she said, first of all, nobody's gonna take care of you. And in order for you to have something in life, you got to make sure you got your own. And then she said, don't no woman want no broke man. Light went off. Bing. Bing. Don't no woman want no broke man. So that was early on advice that I got when I had to be 10, 11, 12 maybe. I wasn't even in high school. I was told that. Don't no woman want no broke man. I mean, she didn't quite say it like that, but she, you know. I like to keep my channel PG and not use certain slurs. But don't no woman want no broke man. That was great advice. So that means I had to have my own. That means I had to be in a position where nobody was taking care of me. If I was an able-bodied individual, no one was taking care of me. So I've never really been in that position where nobody had to take care of me. And then if I ever needed something, I would always, if I had to go into my shell, then I would go into my shell and just wait until I was in a better position, and I didn't need to ask nobody for nothing. You know, I used to have this saying where, you know, I am going down with the ship. I ain't gonna beg nobody. It's got to be dire need for me to be in a position where I got to beg somebody. So we don't want to be in one of those positions where you have to beg somebody. So, what are some life advice that somebody gave you? Some advice that someone gave you that changed your life? Because I'm pretty sure that everybody that been through a certain period of life where they had to somebody gave them one of those great life lessons and said, look. I remember I was going through a divorce, and my stepfather told me, he said, look at you. You're a handsome young man. It's 2003. He said, you're a handsome young man. He said, I know you hurt. I was more disappointed in the decision making that was going on at that time. He said, I know you hurt. He said, clean yourself up. Go get your hair cut and throw on some of them clothes that you got. I did that, never looked back. It's on to the races. I said, you know what? You're right. Get yourself together. Sometimes you got to get yourself together. Sometimes you got to regroup. Sometimes you got to regroup and get yourself together. Have you ever had to regroup? Have you ever had to get? I mean, I'm talking about to the point where you said, I got to gather my thoughts. Sometimes you got to gather your thoughts before you do something real stupid. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to gather your thoughts before you do something real stupid. You know, you can't, because you can't be in a position where you just make decisions without any thought process. Sometimes when you make a decision, you got to go back to you go into your catalog of things that that you didn't talk to people about. Whether it's business, whether it's life situations, whether it's career changes, whether it's even if it goes back to just making a decision about a car. Sometimes you got to go into that catalog and grab those things that somebody gave you. One of those life lessons, or one of those life changing pieces of advice that somebody gave you. Sometimes you gotta go into that Rolodex of conversations. Think about that. Sometimes if you have to go into that Rolodex of conversation, there are a lot of great conversations in there. Some of those conversations can take you back to 20 years ago. And say, oh, my daddy was right. Or my granddaddy was right. Or my grandmother was right. Or my mother was right. Or Mr. Such and such was right. Or Professor such and such was right. Or Principal such and such was right. Or my counselor was correct. Sometimes you got to go into that Rolodex. Sometimes you got to go into that Rolodex, and you got to dig in there and find some stuff that somebody has told you. Somebody then gave you some advice that changed your life. Have you ever had a conversation that somebody gave you some advice that changed your life? I can go down a lot of them because I have a lot of conversations. There are a lot of people that I talk to. What's up, Inked Up Curtis? What's up, Velt? What's up, Paris? What's up, Hiawatha? Hallelujah, Hiawatha. Sometimes you got to go into that Rolodex of thoughts and conversations. Sometimes you giving the information to make your life better. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to pick people's brains to find out what's really going on in life. Different parts of life, different aspects of life. Sometimes you got to go and pick people's brains. These are facts. All right. Let's not forget to share the broadcast. Let's share the broadcast. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. Give me some likes. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Give me some likes. That helps push the algorithm, take it to a different level. And that's what I'm trying to do, is take it to another level. I'm going to try to get my partner Velt to come on the show. He can come on via video call or whatever. It don't matter. Sometimes we need to have some in-person conversations. Sometimes you got to have them in-person conversations. That's what I think anyway. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But who am I? I ain't going to say it, but who am I? Sometimes you got to have them conversations. That's what I think. That's what I think. So what are some life advices that somebody gave you? What's some piece of advice that somebody gave you in life? Maybe you can put that in the chat. What piece of advice somebody gave you? Can you give me that? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me that? What piece of advice somebody gave you? That changed your life? Can you tell me? Can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me what piece of advice that somebody gave you that changed your life? Maybe you didn't have no life changing advice. I mean, information that came through that changed your life. So it's what's the best advice that what's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? That's the question. What's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? Uh, one other thing that somebody gave me that stuck with me was um, some old gentleman told me one time. He said people will not deceive you, will let you down. Sometimes people don't have the same conviction or um, intentions that you have. So don't be surprised when somebody lets you down. Don't be surprised when somebody don't give you the same energy that you put out. Don't be surprised. You can't be surprised. Please don't be surprised if this don't happen. Sometimes you shouldn't be surprised. Now you hoping that people come through for you, and you hoping that people do some great things for you or help you do some great things, or even if it's you needing to have a conversation and you want to meet up with somebody, and y'all go sit down and have a conversation. I'm just saying that is not switching right. Even if that is the case, you sometimes people let you down. People disappoint you. So sometimes you shouldn't be surprised. Okay, well, somebody disappointed me, or somebody let me down, or somebody didn't give me the same energy that I put out. Should I be upset? I don't know. Should you be upset if somebody don't give you the same energy? Or should you just say, well, I wasn't expecting for that person to not come through for me, but I can't be mad at them. Maybe they had a reason. I'm gonna give you an excuse. Maybe you had a reason for not coming through for me. And maybe your reason for not coming through may be a good one. I done got plenty of phone calls. Hey man, my bad, man. Man, I'm sorry, man. Sometimes people tell you that, man, I'm sorry, man. I know I should have came through for you, bro, but I'm sorry. Sometimes people give you that crazy apology, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. I tripped, man. I know, man. I know, man. Man, forgive me, man. I forgive you. I ain't gonna forget. I ain't gonna forget, but I forgive you. I understand. But I'm gonna forgive you, but I won't forget. And some of those things that you got to put in your mental Rolodex also, things that you won't forget, things that you won't forget. You know, you can forgive people, but that don't mean you're supposed to forget. That don't mean you're supposed to just let bygones be bygones. Sometimes you gotta sit down and address that. Man, you didn't come through for me, man. I really depended on you, man. I really needed you to come through. I'm a Virgo male. Sometimes I gotta get stuff off my chest. Sometimes I have to get stuff off of my chest. And sometimes you just can't let it just pass. Sometimes you can't just let it just go over your head and say, man, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't even gonna say nothing, man. No, I think I gotta give it to you. I gotta let you have it. I have to allow myself to get that off my chest. Cause sometimes I can't go to sleep if I don't if I just let it ride. That's gonna hurt me. That's gonna set me back. Although I know sometimes, all I know is sometimes you gotta let things slide, and you gotta bag away from people, and that'll hurt them because you ain't talking to them. Sometimes also. But what are some advice that someone has given you? What did it say? What's the best life advice that someone gave you? Okay, so you got to think about that. Somebody has given you some advice that help you in life. It could have been, hey man, you need to stay away from them cats. Them cats ain't nothing but problems. Sometimes you get that advice. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get that advice. Always observe everything around you. Even when you ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? It said then you can answer your own questions. Yes, you can. Sometimes you gotta observe the things around you. If you got people around you who keep letting you down, but you have to also depend on yourself also. You know, I'm pretty much sure somebody that gave you some life advice that help you to catapult you to the next level, or help you to navigate your way through life because of this advice. What's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? What's up, Miss Sheila? What's up, Miguel is in the building. Inked Up is in the building. Paris is in the building. If y'all in the chat, can y'all put in there where you from? What part of the world you from? What part of the world you in right now? Can y'all put that in the chat? I just want to know who's in here. That way I can give people shouts out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? What is it? Where we at? So like I say, my topic today was what's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? What's the best life advice somebody ever gave you? Because I'm pretty much sure for the people that I see in here that I know somebody that gave you some good advice that help you go to the next level. I'm pretty sure somebody that gave you some life advice that take you to the next level. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that somebody gave you some life advice. Right or wrong. Right or wrong. So, if you get a chance to share the broadcast, let's share the broadcast. We got East St. Louis in the building. Miguel, Parkside, Illinois. Uh, Parkside, Illinois. Y'all know where that's at. I'm pretty much sure y'all know where it's at. I'm pretty sure y'all know where Parkside, Illinois is. We our own city. We our own city. So you gotta know where Parkside, Illinois is. I'm pretty much sure you do. So if anybody want to come in the chat, I put the link in the chat. Just click on the link and you can come in the chat. I would very much so appreciate it. I mean, give me somebody to talk to. So what my question today is, what's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? What's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? Miss Sheila, I see you, East St. Louis. The city is in the building. Okay, Miss Sheila said the best advice that somebody gave her was depend on yourself and no one else. That's some great advice. You know, because that's one of those things where you sit and say that I can't depend on anybody else to do what I need done. Because sometimes people will let you down. People will fail you, and you have to be prepared for that. You have to understand that, you know. If people help you, yeah, that's a bonus, that's a plus. But you still have to be in a position where you have to depend on yourself. You have to put yourself in a position where you have to depend on you have to depend on yourself first. Sometimes you have to first. That's how you sometimes make it through life, depending on yourself. Most of us in here are 45 to 55 years of age. You gotta depend on yourself. You've made it a long way. Depend on yourself first. Yeah, your friends or the people who you associate yourself with. Yeah, you sometimes that works off a belief system. I believe that person will come through for me. I believe that person will do this, that, and the other for me. But there is a possibility that you might not get that person help one day. Not in the intentions of they meaning to hurt you. It just, people are doing other things in life. I can't come through for you, dog. And then you got some people that you associate yourself with that didn't let you down more than once. But for some reason or another, they cool to be around. You know, sometimes you got people that's around you that's there just for the shits and grins. You know what I mean? They real funny. We can laugh. And then when I leave, we're going to go our separate ways. Some people are in your life just for that. Just to sit around and talk garbage. Some people are. You know what I mean? Some people that you come in contact with are not there to catapult you to the next level or take your life to a point where you say, okay, I got it. This is what I needed. Some people are there just for the laughs. Just that's my partner, man. We sit around and talk garbage. I don't need that person for nothing. I ain't gonna ask them for nothing. I ain't gonna ask do this, then the other. We good. We Gucci. We just. I like to sit around and talk and laugh with them. So we got to put in perspective what people that come into our life. What are their what is the purpose of that person? Sometimes it's just for the laughs. You know. Sometimes it's just, hey man, I'm finna get ready to go out to St. Louis County somewhere. Come ride with me. Just roll with me, dog. Bet. Sometimes you got people that like that you just gonna jump in the whip and y'all just gonna burn out. Just ride. Let's just ride, dog. Oh, I'm finna go to this new spot that just opened. Come on, ride over there with me, dog. Bet. Sometimes we have people in our life that's their purpose. So when one of them old heads and told you to depend on yourself, you that's instilled. That's one of those great life advices that somebody gave you. What's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? That's the question. What's the best life advice that somebody ever gave you? Because sometimes, let me say this. Sometimes our parents don't teach us everything in life that we need to know. Sometimes you got to pick that up from somebody else. Sometimes there are bits and pieces that you got to pick up from somebody else. Yeah, your parents mold you and give you character and stuff like that. But there's sometimes there's advice that you get from somebody else that your parents didn't give you. And there's some people that's giving you that advice that every time you see them, man, I appreciate you. You all right? What you need something, man? You good? Yeah, I'm good. Hit me up sometime. Sometimes you gotta have some of those type people in your life. Hit me up sometime. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Sometimes some of those people are there just to give you a little balance, give you great conversation. They're not there for the advice. I'm just saying. Anyway, I had several things I really wanted to talk about. That life advice thing was one of those. And I also, because in the news lately, they've been talking about the immigration situation. So with the immigration situation, you have a lot of black activists and leaders and people in the community and all the persons and all these people. They think we're getting ready to be replaced. They think that we're getting ready to be replaced by the immigration, the immigrants. They are letting at least, what they said, a week or a month, or something like that, at least 30,000 coming across at one time. In a few days maybe, at once. Okay, so just think about this. Just think about this. We have these great immigration laws that we were supposed to have in place. Okay? So right now the workforce is dying. People are becoming more and more. There are more and more entrepreneurs out there that are being produced. Um, and I'm thinking that they need people to fulfill the workspaces. You know what I'm saying? Because they trying to figure out where are people working at. If people did not go back to work after COVID, where are people working at? I think a lot of people went into the entrepreneurial space, and even if you driving for Uber or Lyft or doing DoorDash or something like that, because some of those people are making some great money. Because I know with Uber you can do $1,500 a week easy in a 7-day stretch. Easy. You probably can do more than that. Some people towards between Thursday and Sunday they making $300 a day. So that takes them off the board when it comes to the employment rate. It take them off the board. Somewhere in there, people are getting replaced. They are filling the empty workspaces. That's happening. These are facts. So we have to be prepared for within the next, I want to say with the next 3 or 4 years, you're gonna see a drastic impact. You're gonna see a drastic impact. Because right as it sits right now, the African American community is not the majority minority anymore. So, for whatever reason, the migration influx has happened. We have to get prepared in these. I ain't gonna say low income areas, but we're gonna have to get prepared. Embrace yourself. We have to gather in the communities and make sure the communities are good, just in case we go in the country go into this crazy civil war situation. And something's gonna happen. Something's about to happen. You know. And then I talked the other day about helping our little boys, helping our young men try to not let them become statistics. You know, because it's supposed to be proven fact that there are more baby boys born than there are baby girls. However, by the boys, the crime rate and the murder rate so high, the boys kind of lose. Right now, it's supposed to be 6 or 7 to 1. Males are outnumbered, but we have more male boys born than we do have females. So the balance is not there because of the crime rate maybe, but the ratio is not good. You know, sometimes we gotta get these young men together so the young women can have some eligible individuals to cohabitate with. You know, so a lot of the females got to stop pushing this I'm independent issue. You got to stop pushing that so we can have so we can build families again. We got Black Wall Street stuff going on all over the country. East St. Louis can produce something like that, but that's gonna have to be a group effort. You gonna have to spend the money in the hood. We can't as soon as we get it, take it and go to Fairview Heights with the money. So we gotta figure that out also. It's a lot of strategies going on. We just gotta work together, and we gotta get our young men on board and get them out the streets. These are facts. You know, I don't know. Some people like it. Some people might not like it. But we gotta get our young men back on track. That's what I think. Rex in the building. Roosevelt in the building. Bobby Barkley in the building. Deion Henderson is in the building. Miss Sheila Thomas is in the building. Over on YouTube, we got Hiawatha is in the building. So, if anybody wants to run the conversation, I put the link in the chat. You could have clicked on the link and come in with the live in my video chat. But a lot of people don't like to be on video. A lot of people don't like to be on video. Don't know why, but that's what it is. That's what it is. So that's about my time. So y'all know what I gotta do. I gotta do my due diligence. I got a brand new show for y'all tonight. Just be ready. I'm building something. You know, I hear a lot of people say that, I have a photographer that can capture the shot that I need, but when they see the images in which we have, it's almost like, why go anywhere else? When you want the right shot, come to the best. 5-Star Production. So, for some reason, it seems like my people like to come on here after 8:30. I think I'm gonna have to change my time from 8:30 to 9:30. I don't know. I think that might be too late. If y'all can put in the chat on what time y'all think I should go on. I don't get done working till at least 7 o'clock every day. But if y'all can put in the chat what time y'all think I should go on every day. Because I'm trying to build something. I never really wanted to ever be in the workforce like this or work this long for somebody else. My question is, what time should I go on? Because I'm trying to build my platform. What's up, Frank? Frank in the building. Double L, Frat. What time should I go on? What's a good time for me to go on? That's the question. What's a good time for me to start my show? Can y'all put that in the chat? What's a good time for me that y'all think I should go on? So Frank, you know what the headline reads? The headline reads, what's the best life advice that someone ever gave you? But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. That's my time, y'all. It's been real. Keep it 100.